Hey Aquarius, welcome to your tarot love reading. I'm just going to start drawing out your cards for you, Aquarius. I always like seeing the Fool card at the 0 point show up in everybody's reading. Main reason why I like seeing this is that most likely, if this is showing up in your reading, you're a twin flame. Reason I'm also saying that too is that most likely you resonate as a star seed also. Most people that are, I should say everybody that resonates in that twin flame connection is a star seed. We're all here as heightened beings to have this human experience. We tend to share it with someone that we're connected to. And a lot of people, state as being connected on the same frequency. And that's going to be true, Aquarius, because if your person is you, having another human experience, of course, you two are going to be one frequency. It doesn't matter how your ego perceives that at the time. Because ego is just part of the human experience. Ego is always going to sit there and judge things, but ego just runs on a program. It doesn't understand. No, mind you, I don't even like using the word understand because it gives like a consciousness to ego. Ego is part of your human experience, but it's not your consciousness. Consciousness always comes from your essence. And how you perceive that in your life all depends on how well you are connected. If you're connected to your essence, then you have an understanding of that because it's always going to resonate from within you. It's always going to resonate from your heart chakra area. And your ego is going to basically bark at you from your crown chakra, where your, reptilian brain is at. Because your ego is going to be more or less part of your reptilian brain. Because your ego has been around with you for a long time. Part of this human experience. Well, it hasn't been something that just started in like 1950. It's been with us for, I'm not going to put a timeline on it because the timeline is not necessarily important. It's just been part of the human experience for a very long time. Ego has. So it's been well developed. And I say developed because it evolves as we evolve as a species, so to speak. And, being human, we put all these titles on ourselves to help us understand. Mind you, understanding comes from ego's perspective too. Ego likes to figure out things so that it can help you. Because that's what ego is all about, is to help you, to protect you. It wants to help you become the best version of you. But it doesn't know what that even is. So it just propels you forward constantly to an endless directive that doesn't even exist because your ego doesn't even understand what it's even heading towards. Only your essence does. Your essence knows perfectly what we're here for because it's who you really are. Your essence is just here for the human experience. With that being said, Aquarius, I'm going to draw the rest of your cards out. I'm going to draw out 6 altogether for you, Aquarius. Look at that. You have to discover who you are, Aquarius. That's what I'm seeing. You're heading towards who you really are. And you're watching tarot to what? Gain that perspective of who you are. I'll dive deeper into that, what people will title the Hangman card, right? And I'll throw out your cards out here for Aquarius. Look at this. Interesting. So it looks like a lot of you Aquariuses are out to discover a different... You're trying to figure out what you actually are here for. That's why you're starting out with that Fool's card. You're actually heading towards who you really are. You're trying to figure out that for yourself. So it's tying in from what I just started off telling you from the very before I even draw the rest of the cards for you. And most of the time, you're on this journey because what are cups representative of? Emotions. So you're out to seek why you're so passionate about something. And if passion is at the foot of who you are, and the foot is all about the root chakra. And since it's the root chakra, you're feeling that your passion is the main driving force in your life. because the root is going to build the foundation that we build off of. That's our root chakra. It's a foundation that the rest of our body is building off of. It's what attaches us directly to the earth as a root chakra. That's why I call it the root chakra, right? And you see that bag there? And a lot of you may have your own interpretation on that bag that the Fool carries. But what I'm really focusing on the bag part are lessons learned. You could associate that with karma too, but karma is separate from lessons. Karma is going to be your actions that you've taken and the energy that you had generated from those actions. And karma here in a dualistic world is dualistic itself. So you have that to keep in mind too. So like, you're here having this human experience, and it's heightened human experience, mind you, because you are a starseed. And whatever you want to label your experience here on Earth is not the main priority. It's really who you really are. And you can put any label on who you think you are. Labels just help you understand yourself better when you're out there looking out for more information for yourself. But even having that label of starseed, there's a lot of information out there when it comes to starseeds too. And I can give you more information on that too. If you want that for yourself, it's always an option. There's a lot of information out there on starseeds. You can look it up yourself. If you don't even know what starseed you are, I do have an origin package for you too, where I can intuitively tell you what starseed you are. A lot of you relate that to aliens. And there's a lot of different alien forms out there, to be honest with you. A lot of them are not even known. But a lot of the ones that are currently here on Earth having a human experience are mostly known. I say mostly because some aren't. Like, my origin is not known here on Earth. Because my origin's outside of the understanding here on Earth. Because where I'm from is not from this dimension, so to speak. So for people to say like, well, I'm Orion, well, that's a constellation that we could see in our human experience here, right? If you want to look that up, Orion is a constellation out there, and in that group of constellation are many stars, and in those many stars are different systems, and we have a limited mindset thinking that only certain stars can sustain life. But we look at it from a human perspective though. But there's so many other dimensions out there that our human eyes are not aware of because they're not focused on things outside of the 3D perspective. 3D is just a perspective. One perspective of infinite amount of perspectives out there. It just all depends on what you want to focus on, what you want to discover for yourself. In fact, you even can connect to your own essence and really manifest things that you want to experience in your own life. Now, can you transcend your human experience? No, you're still here having a human experience, but what you want to experience while you're in this human experience is unlimited. Now, when you are in this human experience, when it comes to human aspect of it, you can't transcend that because you are here for the human experience. So there's going to be certain limitations that are placed on your human form that can prevent you from doing certain things. Like, you already realize that for yourself. Like, can you jump 20 feet in the air without assistance? No, mind you, I said without assistance. With your own physical capabilities. I can't, right? So there's certain limitations that we do have as humans, right? But our essence is always whole and complete. It's here for the human experience, so it's surrendered a lot of its power to even have this human experience, Aquarius. Now, why am I diving so deeply into this for you, Aquarius? You must be looking for those answers, right? Looking for those answers, Aquarius. Looking for more answers of why you're here. You focus on that aspect. You're trying to figure out why you're here when you could be up there. Well, because you wanted to. That's the short and sweet answer to it, Aquarius. Because you wanted to. You wanted to see really how much strength you had. Mind you, this card is in reverse. this is all temperance too. You want to see if you had what it takes to have this human experience. And you wanted to have it as a quote unquote twin flame. So I'm seeing the form of wands there. And you went through that gateway knowing that you're going to have this experience. You chose this experience before you even were here in the first place. And you knew from the get-go, that it was going to be a learning experience for you. And your emotions will be tested. That'll be the first thing that'll be tested when you have this experience. It's a thing that's going to be constantly tested, mind you. It's going to be ongoing, Aquarius. That's what's going to cause you to have most of your tower moments, are those emotional experiences that you're going to have. But they're going to give you further insight for what it's like to be a human. And you wouldn't know what it would be like to be human unless you had the human experience. And that's what you're here for, Aquarius. And that's why you're looking at tarot, trying to figure out why you chose this for yourself. But let me tell you, Aquarius, I understand what that's like. I understand what it's like. I'm kind of thankful I had my NDE, near-death experience in 2012. Because it really, I was aware of that I was different before then. I even had continuous awakenings up to then, but that was my greatest awakening. And then I've been awakening still since then. What I mean by awakening is discovering even more about myself and my connection to everything else. And then seeing how other people are awakening and connecting to themselves too. And yes, when we get this new perspective of ourselves, it does make us have to work on a foundation. And mind you, there's a Three of Pentacles there. And the Three of Pentacles, what I'm seeing there, are the ourselves, our person, and then our connection with a person. And our connection is based on the infinite possibilities of connection itself. So it's not limited to source, it's not limited to others, it's not limited to anything. It's connection itself. Connection has no limitations. The only thing we put is our own limitations on it. Thinking that, oh, our connection is limited to this and that. But connection itself is based on no conditions. We place those conditions on it. We limit that connection because, why? Because of our limited perspective. But the connection itself is unlimited. It can experience anything it wants to experience, even in this human experience. But it transcends our human experience. But it is also part of human experience because we're here having a human experience. I know it's a lot of information, Aquarius. And like I said, if you want more clarity on this, I do have coaching available. And then also, if you tell me, Aquarius, that a certain reading inspired you to get more answers, and you connect to me on TFU and tell me that through a DM on TFU, I'll give you a free month on TFU on Discord. Why I'm doing that, because I really want to help people, but I don't want people on TFU that are dishonored do nothing. Because I'm all about taking action. If you look at my hashtags I have on my channel, one of us is hashtag take action. Because that's what we're here for, is to take action. But what action steps are you taking to empower yourself so that you can empower people around you? That's what we're here for, Aquarius. Well, Aquarius, I love you a lot, and I'll talk later. Bye.